Yes, I would like to rejoin the game. Thank you. It's not like we have a choice anyway.
Ugh. Enemy inhibitor is under siege. An ally has been slain.
You want something to drink? Let it get colder anyways.
has been slain.
What fucking level are they? 15. Just got raped.
An enemy tower is under attack.
Now I can get something to drink, maybe. Or something else. Tired. Alright, I didn't get anything to drink yet. Get that back. Good. Great. Fantastic. I don't know.
An enemy tower is under attack.
Blood so dark. I don't know, the other one's better in there. Excuse me. Trying to get a ward on Orb Prime. Cost me everything. I'm gonna get banned. Y'all wouldn't let me get banned, would you? So it's gonna give me my 3 points.
The enemy has activated the orb prime.
Constantly activate that fucking thing. Get off me, motherfucker. What's up? Nah.
What's up, man?
Streaming, trying to win some skins.
Yeah, I saw you were streaming, but when I went to it, it said in the broadcast ended.
It does that sometimes. You have to go several times. I don't know why. Other people told me that it's done that to them.
Did y'all win?
When? I've been playing pretty much non-stop since it started. I nap here and there.
Oh, did you win, though? Did you win the last game?
What, the one I just played? No.
Yeah.
It was with some random people. I was solo queuing. I didn't expect to win.
Who are you playing with?
I was working on Grux,
Brooks.
trying to get him to 6. Working on Murdoch, trying to get him to 6. And I don't know who else.
Was you jumping with Murdoch? I mean, was you jumping with Brooks?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Why, who you playing? That's fine, I can play some Murdoch, I guess, for a little while.
I like the ultimate jump.
Everybody else is 7 or above. Except for Murdoch.
You don't have anybody on?
Probably. I just wasn't trying to mess with anybody really. So I was just solo queuing. I'm sitting idle in somebody else's stream, and I'm streaming mainly just for the skins right now. Kind of tired. I think I got 2 packages with 60k rep in them though.
Or
Out of the 4 packages I got, or 4 or 5 I've got, 2 of them had 60k rep. One of them only had like 300 some rep.
did you say you was tired?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Fatigued.
Yeah. Got up around 5. I think. Maybe 3. I don't know.
Where you at?
Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
The state's wealth.
Huh?
The state's wealth.
No, it's a Commonwealth state.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the worst Commonwealth state ever.
You mind allowing your voice to be shared so it can come through the stream and the party chat?
That shit. You should be able to stream without my voice.
Huh?
You should be able to stream without my voice.
I can.
Yeah. Oh. Nah, hold on. I can take it in. Yeah, we're in queue right now. Yeah. Yeah, we can mess it up.
And so it begins.
got into 4 straight lobbies yesterday. Oh, motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah. Alright. Get you back in here.
Hell no. You're banned. Why would I want to play with you?
Oh, here we go.
Huh?
So we can get your uncle in here.
Who's this guy? Dr. 3? What's up, man? I got an invitation from somebody else too, but I'm in a party and I don't even know who that is. Whisper unavailable. I bet I'll hang out, maybe you'll win. On the clock. Be sitting on the clock and still winning. Chulu. The chia. Santos is watching a replay.
Alright, somebody spell his name out to me.
Hell no.
CTH. I'm trying to get him in the chat for me.
CTHUL HU 9000. He's checking your elo, man. See if you're worth a fuck. I don't know what I'm looking for. My sanity. Has anybody seen it? Alright, all we gotta do is kick this guy who's banned and we're ready. We gotta shed this dead weight here. This big red stop sign. Caution sign. It's scary. I'm afraid I'm gonna get banned.
Yo, I got this account banned for 26 days. It sucks. So I leveled my girlfriend's account from like level 7 to, I don't think I quite capped it. I think it's like 46 or something. But I would have like, I have 2 masteries now.
Holy shit. How'd you get banned for 26 days?
I'll tell you in a second. They said I have like 2 masteries and 3 characters around like level 8. Like, I have like 4 or 5 masteries. I had a series of bullshit events that like some was I would just get literally fed up with starter decks. I would just leave after, you know, both inhibitors are down and
Damn. That's harsh. It's hardcore. I've heard about 7 days before. I've heard people. That's brutal. What happens if you draft dodge now? You lose it for a year?
No, if I draft out of the skill, like, you know, it's like it increases the severity too. So you get the next one. But I mean, sometimes you go to draft and everyone's sleeping and it's melee, and you're like, fuck this,
Seven? I'm level 7. Does that count?
well, actually being level 8 gives us more points when we win. Oh yeah, that's really good. For example, playing without, I'm pretty solid. I'm pretty solid support, but I can play any role. Alright, let me tell something else.
That's what she said. It's not the size of your deck, it's how you play your cards.
That's right. It just helps having a big deck.
That's why I talk softly and carry a big deck.
That's alright. Well, who did everybody have beat? I know the fuck I can pick. Did you call me out? Oh, what would have gone because my day was. But I can switch.
Somebody gave me 6K coins yesterday.
I mean, I want to be playing, but you guys have to be playing. Wait a second. What? How did you get 6K?
That's the second time he's gave me 6K, so he's gave me 12K coins. And like 7 skins. I still got 4,225 left I'm looking at. They're burning a hole in my pocket. They're Paragon Essential codes. You get the Essentials pack. And it comes with like 7 skins and 6K coins.
Oh, gotcha.
I put in over 100 and some battle pack codes too in Battlefield from Monster. I got a few of those laying around. And some Titanfall codes too.
I have 2 random codes. I'll
For Titanfall or what? Oh, you talking about for Paragon?
Yeah, I have a Founders Pack friend code and a Battle Pack friend code.
They have different heroes unlocked in them.
I can share it to you if you want.
I've already paid for all of them to be unlocked. I appreciate it. I had a bunch I gave away too. I had 6 or 7 of them. But the difference is it's got 3 different characters unlocked. 3 different masteries unlocked. I forget which one's which.
It's kind of weird they don't let you pick. When I got it, I got like some number of the points.
I'm gonna use you, big boy, and abuse you. And I'll just fill in, I guess. That or work on Murdoch or something, since y'all got the jungle covered from head to toe. Got 8 junglers.
Murdoch.
6. He's not my highest ranger. Rim is 8.
Yeah, my Murdoch is 7.
That's where I'm trying to get. He's my last ranger to get to 7, I think. I think Sparrow. I got 250 coins when I got Sparrow to 7. They gave me 250 coins. It's like, hell yeah.
I got 2,200 coins, but I don't know what to do with them.
I think I'm gonna get that Gideon. I've already bought all the emotes. I think I'm gonna get that Gideon skin.
Yeah, I don't ever buy skins or emotes.
Oh, the Gideon skin's dope.
Then I realized I get so much reputation, I just spend that to unlock it. I just about got every card. Where's your cabinet?
I'm missing 4 cards. I think that's what I'm missing now. I quit buying packs though. I'm waiting for the new. Got 144,000 rep.
Yeah, any packs that I get, I'm gonna wait till that comes out.
Yeah, I'm waiting too. No sense in it. What's the weekly's gonna be? Anybody know what weekly cards they're gonna have? They tell you if you look.
I don't know anything. Oh, you mean like what they're right now?
No, what they're gonna be next week. Tomorrow. I'm missing 4 cards. I'm looking for 4 cards. Yep. Don't fuck with his mojo, man. Shit, fuck. Shouldn't touch another man's mojo. You might get a disease. You might catch something. You don't want his mojo rubbing off on you, do you? I think I'm going to take Sparrow and I'm going to jungle.
Wait, pretty serious?
She's Beast Jungler. She's the original. She's the OG jungler. It's either that or Murdoch. Jungle, 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 Murdoch. The king of the jungle. I used to jungle with steel a lot though. Back in the day. The white gorilla.
Oh, wait.
Waiting for you.
Oh, dude, that bang, no, I'm already ready now.
I know. We're waiting on number 42. Hut, hut, blue 42.
All right, well, I'll be right back.
I'm going as the new hero, Fear Factor.
Oh, man, this is not going to be good.
It's a necromancer.
Fuse gadget off.
once used her to defuse a bomb, but that was it. We was playing Counter-Strike though. The patch is gonna come out before y'all ready up.
No.
Yeah, check out my other Twitch. Oh, I knew he canceled. Shut it down.
Where's your Of course.
Oh.
No, let me be quiet.
No.
If I get it first, I'll be quiet.
You can fuck up for everyone else.
No, because you make me change my character and just be me.
I'm the better queen, trust me.
How do you know that?
Because I know. Ay, ay, ay.
Let's go, come on. We're waiting.
Well, that's good. This team is split up. We got a bunch of them single players.
I gotta use the restroom. What happened? I quit. Let's surrender.
What?
Let's surrender.
Why?
I'm gonna wake you up.
Minions are spawning.
Should be confused.
First blood. Your skill rises. An allied tower is under attack.
Yeah, it doesn't spawn till 6 minutes in. Yeah, about far left one probably.
An enemy tower is under attack.
Already got that coin. Bot just showed up in the stream. Wes. Congrats, Wes. Follow me. I'm sitting in somebody else's stream myself. Take a screenshot. Not just say something. Right in the stream.
An enemy tower is under attack. An allied tower is under attack. An allied tower is under attack. is under attack.
I just respawned. What do you mean? Wow. What do you want? Missed him.
An enemy tower is under attack. An allied tower is under attack. Your skill rises.
Bag.
Enemy is dominating. An allied tower is under attack. An ally has been slain.
Paragon bot was in the stream just now.
An enemy tower is under attack.
Careful.
An enemy tower is under attack. is under attack.
Mm-hmm. Two of them. I seen Chimera, but I didn't see her. I didn't know I was in trouble until I seen her. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I have Murdoch, but...
Enemy killing spree. An allied tower is under attack. Allied harvester destroyed. An allied tower destroyed.
What's up, Ghost?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
I'm watching the freaking live stream thing right now.
Oh, are you?
I'm trying to get the codes.
Yeah, me too. It just dropped one in my stream.
They did?
Yeah. The bot was just in it.
Oh.
It might still be here.
No, I'm watching the one on YouTube. Though.
Ah, okay. Well, let me know if you get a code.
Yeah, alright. Did you write it down, the code you got, or you think it's used up already?
No, they don't give you a code on Twitch. They just give you a reward. It goes straight to your account. YouTube gives the code.
Nah, this new map looks crazy. Nah, yo, yeah, they reworked everybody, yo. It's crazy. It's better. They made it better, I think. No, but like even the gameplay, they changed everything. Like they reworked everybody and everything.
I know I killed him.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that yet, but they said they like worked everybody's mechanics and all this. It's gonna be way better with the new map. Like Countess don't have to stick in the lane. She can go anywhere she wants, jump and whatnot. Like that's how they fixed with all the characters. Hey, doesn't the game update today?
Bellica's going right.
Is your game almost over?
No, not really. Get the leftover, whatever y'all were into. Who you playing? Wayne? Yeah, the Paragon bot was just in the stream. Still. I need a scam Paragon bot so I can show it off while I stream. Got robbed.
An allied tower is under attack.
Watch out, cameras are.
Enemy double kill. Allied harvester destroyed.
What's up, dog tail?
Allied towers. Enemy
Doing well, you? Hoping the bot. Hoping Richter drop some presents on us. Saint Rick. Escape his chains.
Allied tower destroyed.
Kind of look at another stream myself. I think somebody in the chat was watching that.
Rose.
If you see a code, let us know. I'll stop and put it in. Is it on YouTube? Probably won't give a code then. I don't know. Might do like the bot. Just give you a reward for watching. Look, it just dropped another skin in the stream, guys. Take a screenshot. Congrats, Cosgun. You should follow, man.
An enemy has been slain.
Who's trying to come around the outside?
Allied tower destroyed. Allied tower is under attack.
That's all I've got is Marvel. Let's rip. Enemy killing spree. More than Muriel. Easy. Sounds like they already are. We gotta kill Muriel.
satisfied with the current state of base structure.
I'm gonna turn my headset off.
Towers, tier 1, tier 2 towers.
You should be able to hear the stream.
And that's from iCamera.
Yeah, I think I remember this question. He was like talking about the core inhibitor and core like strength and stuff as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is something that really, with having this giant shift in the game, these are the types of things we'll be kind of monitoring over the next month or two to see where we're at and see like what needs to change and what needs to shift.
Right.
Right now, we're happy with it for our first pass, but that's the type of thing which we'll continually be iterating on as we go forward.
Right. And just kind of to add a little bit more context to that, some of the things that we've changed are like how minions attack towers, what they aggro, and I want to say some of the initial defenses of towers and things like that.
Yeah,
so
like the minion change is actually really huge. So we really struggle with this on Agora as far as how minions interact with towers and what that means for match times and what we can do to like make that interaction not feel so that when minions are occurring and like that you can't leave your lane ever, because we put so many objectives on the map for Monolith that you really need to be able to leave your lane and go contest those objectives and not feel like you're going to lose everything the moment that you do.
Right.
So the way that minions work now is only siege minions will focus the tower. The other minions will attack the tower, then as the next wave approaches, they'll just kind of break off and go fight each other instead. So instead of big bursty damage when a wave gets to your tower, you end up with just every now and then it gets chipped away by siege minions that aren't paying attention and someone's trying to push.
Okay. And then next question we have. So there's concerns that movement debuffs will hurt PS4 players that are strafing, backpedaling, and general movement of that nature. Have you noticed anything like this in our internal testing? That's from Busy.
Busy. Busy. With an I-Z-H-Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually something that we were like really...
Assassin ran everybody off.
Making all the movement changes.
He always does.
Obviously, we don't want the game to feel bad on controller, period.
Right.
But actually, as we started playing, we were pleasantly surprised. Just about all of the controller people I've heard around the office that have played feel like it actually plays better on controller than before because they have more control over their movement, and movement and positioning is at such a premium now and like really important that just having that extra control of the stick is actually offsetting a lot of the pain points that we're kind of worried about. So as well as just feeling more fluid, I think just naturally helps them as well.
And fun fact, independent source here, we watched the community players that we brought out play a whole match with one side playing.
Oh, another skin drop in the stream, guys.
I don't think they all did.
I think they all did.
But yeah, they hung out, and I think they actually won that game.
They won that game.
Yeah. The ones using controllers were like keeping up, pacing wise, like they were getting those chases in.
It's really interesting to kind of see that.
Congrats, Jay Pretty.
But I think it actually plays really well on controller.
That's good. We have one more question from community. One that we always get. So Colin, scaling for are heroes specific or is it class specific? So that was previously a question around ranger, fighter, caster, which we no longer have.
Yeah, so I'll say even before, they were never really like class specific. There were templates that we could start from and then edit from and adjust from there. So that was what we meant when we said like fighters or casters or rangers. So even now, like we're balancing scaling on a hero level, but stuff like health and that sort of thing will tend to be really close for all of the rangers, for example. Right.
Not gonna let me.
But yeah, as far as the ability scaling on heroes, it's definitely hero specific. We look at like how many of the hero has that does damage. Where we have the damage be coming from. Since now power is scaling both your basic attacks and your ability, we have to decide like, okay, Crunch, is he more ability focused or basic attack focused, and that'll dictate like where the scalars are and kind of shift things around. Right. So yeah, so it's all hero focused based on a wide range of factors now.
Okay. One more question as it relates to just systems balance in general. We changed economy.
Chichulu just won, I think.
If you kind of walk us through.
Can you guys send me an invite?
How players will interact with economy.
Can you send me
what they kind of can expect going into Monolith.
Yeah, I mean, MOBAs at their core are an economy game. It's about optimizing your time and getting the most power out of that time possible.
What's up?
To do that, we give you a wide range of options on Monolith.
No, I was gonna say send me an invite.
Which feed into the Ember Link.
To what, the group?
Kills, less hitting,
Who's talking?
Like premium source.
Ghost Reaper.
So all
oh, okay.
We made it so the current points go up by 1 now. which is intended to kind of smooth out the early game a bit and give you an option, say, if you are an off-laner that's really struggling, push back, you might have a card point or two to spend instead of having to wait a longer period of time for 3 card points. Right. So that'll change. In general, the card power growth is a little bit slower.
They're giving out a lot of skins on that stream.
If you're really rolling in the
I'm watching it.
and the amount of power you get
Which one?
The developer stream. They done gave out 3 in mine just now too.
On YouTube?
No, it's on Twitch.
You're playing the MOBA in PARAGON hours.
I'm trying to get the Twitch right now on my phone.
I done seen like 20 skins dropped already, or 20 rewards. They're not. I don't think they're all skins.
Maintain a lead and use your lead.
Jay Pretty just won on my site, on my stream.
From a new player standpoint and an existing player standpoint, the goal is not to
I'm gonna download the Twitch app on my phone.
Is to use your lead and economy to take objectives. So I think that's really important, and as Colin mentioned, we've given you more options to maintain that lead or gain a lead, and then you want to use that to your advantage either in team fights or by taking those map objectives. So,
even gives you a variety of options, like in the post-team fight state, like what do we do now? Like, do we pushing objectives? Do we need
Can y'all hear the stream?
To our carry? Do we need to get to this hero? Like,
Hear what they're talking about?
Gives you a lot more of a dynamic decision to make rather than just static.
Right. Yeah, league matches can and really should be ending a lot of times where you're around like the 45, 50 card point level. So I think it's going to be a shift for people because you can push earlier in the game and that sort of thing. Right.
So thank you guys so much. When we come back, we will have casters on Mooney, Zeke Mateus, and Shane Lynch, as you guys know him, that's Seth. They will be up casting our community exhibition matches. There will be 7 matches played, and we will break down the rosters and go over all of the different hero comps that you will see. It should be fun. We have a lot more Monolith gameplay.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
We'll be talking more with you guys very soon. See you shortly.
What?
This Winterfest,
What?
cool steps in. Heroes gather. There are fights to win.
I don't hear anybody.
Cheer as the snow
You.
and the chains of old Saint Laurent. He's always watching.
Let me see if someone will join us.
Twin Blast is a dual-wielding gunslinger, built to be self-reliant and evasive. Using his abilities,
Oh, it must be the new Twin Blast.
opportunities to output high amounts of burst damage.
The new Twin Blast.
Focus on buying cards that increase your power and attack speed. Rapid Fire will fire out 3 rounds very quickly. This allows Twin Blast to quickly burst down targets. Keep in mind, these fire very fast, so make sure you're lined up to land all your shots. Rocket Dash allows Twin Blast to dash in a desired direction. This ability is very versatile and can be used to disengage fights, chase down targets, or dodge skill shots. When you need to blow stuff up, use Grenade. Grenade holds 3 charges that can be fired out once every second. These charges refresh on a short cooldown. All of your grenades to level an area, or fire them out every so often to deal quick bursts of damage.
Come on, Paragon. Give me a skin.
Twin Blast arms transform into Gatling guns, unleashing a barrage of bullets. Your ultimate fires very quickly, so line up your target for maximum damage. When playing Twin Blast, look for opportunities to quickly
Nobody
burn
plays
down
Twin
targets.
Blast. Shut up.
Rapid Fire can give
The
you
worst
the upper
character in the
hand when
game.
engaging an enemy. taking a chunk of their health before the enemy knows.
Right now he is. Why do you think they're redoing him?
Rocket Dash will allow you to reposition during team fights, but consider saving it for the perfect moment.
Man,
it can easily get you
I got him from 6 to 7. I about cried. It's so fucking difficult.
Finish off an enemy.
I died so many fucking times.
Update is not just a new map, it's actually
What's up?
a new gameplay experience for our players. And what we're attempting to do is our best version of what we think the dream of Paragon is.
I can't hear you. I don't have my headset on.
Forward for our players.
So
I guess we're just waiting for somebody.
It's faster, not just movement. We're talking lethality, cooldowns, the snappiness of abilities, even like the overall urgency of the game has gone up a lot. There's a lot more fun. You always should be doing something.
Our vision for offlane is. This is what our vision for mid is. And then if a player says that, you know what, I respect that, but I'm going to do my own thing, that's awesome. Like, we encourage you.
Less
Yeah.
like an arena and more like ecosystem. Like players
Some good feet, right?
how it all works together.
When it comes to verticality, the fact that we have a 3D axis, we really wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to really leverage that.
Really strong cigarettes.
Paragon wasn't everything you hoped it would be. Your expectations at the door and walk into it with fresh eyes. What we have right now, the update, is the most dynamic, exciting, immersive, action-based MOBA it's been redesigned from the first. It's going to be kind of overwhelming. I mean, it's a brand new experience. Play it 2 more times, play it 5 more times. The more you play, I think the more you're going to like it. And part of this is our journey together where we involve
I've seen 3 skins drop. 3 rewards just dropped. 4, 5.
Damn, I'm having trouble logging on.
They're dropping. Looks like they're trying to give everybody one.
The Paragon launch event, everybody. We are here on the live stream. I got with me Zeke Mateus and Shane Lynch.
Plus they're dropping in my stream.
These games have some awesome players out here. I cannot wait. I am beyond. I was gonna say ecstatic, but that's not the right word here. So Shane, how are you feeling about this?
Feeling good, man. Kale said it the best. It's been an electrifying atmosphere this weekend. Some of North America's players have been flown in and have been playtesting Monolith all weekend, and they're going to put on full display for you guys to see what they've been able to figure out and craft and design strategically so far. You guys are in for a treat, I'll tell you that much.
What room are you in?
I mean, they've had a lot of new stuff to play with. Most notably, the new buff camp.
It's going to be the top one for Paragon.
On Jungle Buff earlier, but we like there are, all of the there's some new buffs. Like we have
devs stream, developer stream, I guess. Dev stream.
Or give our viewers a little bit of an understanding of the
Oh, there's Nomad.
Yeah, so with
Nomad just won.
We're familiar with from Legacy have all changed.
I'm ready. I
would say drastically.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
No longer the same. There are some new additions, some new colors added to the palette of Monolith. The first one, which rotates around the safe lane, is going to be that gold buff. And that gold buff is going to be very important. You guys see here. What that does is...
How the hell do I know if I want it?
Whoever gets that gold buff gets allowed to get that person 20% extra.
You have to send me money, and then I'll tell you if you won or not.
What? Yeah, right.
That's how it works.
That's great.
Doesn't that sound like a good game? Sounds like a great game for me.
Like it's super interesting to kind of have that sort of bump in the gameplay, just to kind of structure those rules. And,
I just be like, man, you were so close. You almost won.
You got a new green buff. Spicy one. The spicy one. So in the jungle we have the new green buff. Here you can see Crunch indicated.
The green buff.
So when it's flamed, the shield has 2 components. This is flash damage, like Cameron was saying.
No, they came back.
The second is when it explodes
Waiting
or
for a
fires,
assassin.
it deals damage in an AoE. So it's a very versatile buff. You can use it to clear these camps that are basically stacked up to the 5 stack, or you can use it to dive a tower and have the shield explode, just finish someone off and execute them. It's pretty fun to play with. It's interesting throughout the course of the match how what the teams use strategically changes early on. It's pretty straightforward. Get that on your jungler, enables him to gank or helps him jungle a little bit, sustain on the map. but later on we actually see it being put on your squishier targets later on in the game. They give it in because that shield just gives them that extra survivability. So it's really, really cool how the uses of it is dynamic throughout the course of the game. There are other buffs that we're going to speak about here, which are the newly featured buffs on Monolith, are the river buffs.
Speaking of dynamic.
Yeah, speaking of dynamic, these river buffs are awesome. There's 4, we're going to show you guys 2 right here. This one, Gideon's picking up the black buff. That one gives you a damage over time. And just like the other buffs, these ones are very easy to kill, a couple auto attacks, but whoever gets blasted on them, the buff does fly to them and no longer drops on the ground for you legacy player out there.
Does not work on structures, not like the
not like the old black buff, only on yours. And here's the one I think a lot of you guys are gonna be excited about. The purple buff sends you in the shadow plane, stealths you up. That's gonna be amazing throughout the course of the game, but really enable ganks that otherwise wouldn't be able to have. And you get that on, I mean, the things I heard earlier, someone saying Narbash, or you put it on a level 1 Narbash. Anyone with any sort of crowd control, you can just literally walk up behind the opponent with the jaws team song stuck in the head, out there and getting ganked. It's going to be real important. Wards do reveal the stealth though, so
right. Wards save lives.
Yes,
as always,
save lives.
Any of those codes any good?
I think really what's cool about the river buffs to me is it kind of gives the early and the mid, kind of what Cameron was talking about earlier. The
Other people are typing them.
Use that buff in a dynamic way.
Yeah, right.
You get that black buff,
They are in the stream.
A little bit quicker. If you get that shadow flame buff, what I love doing earlier is just these guys.
They could be just making them up.
These are the new Raptor cams. So before on Legacy, this used to be the black buff cam. Now the Raptor is run as a pack. They're very difficult to take down.
You see all the drops?
Raptor cams is that upon slaying a Raptor, you actually get 1 card level for free from it. You get 1,000 card power. 1 card level. It's pretty intense. So when you stack gold buff on that, you'll get a nice little nice economy there. And what we've seen is those Raptor buffs, they're saying deceptively difficult to take down. Not like on Legacy where, you know, 1 or 2 people can take it down in the first couple of minutes. We actually see when it gets to a 3, you guys saw that clip right there. Those guys were level 10, the first hard experience, 4 people there, and it still took them a little bit of time. So that's going to be a point of contention, a very big point of contention throughout the entire match, and also a means
and it's dropping a lot of loot.
Economic advantage. So you have the gold buff, you have the new Raptor buffs as well. So you really got to be a pretty clever girl in order to pick that stuff up.
Yeah, and I mean the options are just the options like I was talking about earlier. Really, you make that Raptor choice, or you make that gold buff choice. Like, you know, after a teamfight, what do? Do I clear out jungle? Do I go after that Raptor camp? There's a lot of risk in kind of offsetting that prime. You know, am I gonna make that big commitment for prime? Am I gonna try for Raptors? But like each of them has their own. It's like you're running a little bit of cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
They just drop some economics in there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I mean, nature will find a way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we're gonna be hopping into our first game here. This is the one I'm excited to see. I want to see what comps they come out with. Yes, because they've had 2 days to play this build, and you know this is like I was saying earlier. Monolith is we have all of the changes to cards, move speed, and lethality, and like most importantly, like just feeling out the map.
Yeah, I didn't see it until it was too late.
Play through the map and really just understand it is key to me.
Y'all go ahead. I was watching this anyways. I know it.
Like running games back to back and really just dealing it out and trying stuff. Like, I know a couple of them were like doing some role swaps and testing that out, and you can actually see the names up on the screen here. So maybe go ahead and run down the
Absolutely. For those of you who are familiar with either the streaming community or the competitive community, I'm sure a lot of these names are familiar for you. On the orange team, we got Solo Nazgul, J. Leo Quande, Pixel, Suki, and Omain. And those guys are, like we said, these are some of North America's best players. I believe that is Omain closest right there. There's J. Leo. I'm sure you guys watched the stream. Nazgul, who derives his power directly from that bandana. Directly from that bandana. And I think that is Pixel there. And then Imsco, who had coined the Punisher, all the way over there. Imsco, surprisingly handsome. Oh yeah, surprisingly handsome. One of the best rank carry players in North America.
His accent? Takes my breath away.
Yes.
So, Zeke, you want to go ahead and talk about the blue team for us?
Yeah, so we have Godspeed, Chillphil, Master Splinter, Imsco, and Prime. So, it's a little bit of a crazy team matchup here.
Yeah. And, you know, to be honest with you, I think that, like, these teams have kind of worked together and, understanding like differences in play styles, like we kind of mix up the games. You're gonna see like players playing with people who they usually play with.
That's right.
Like that's gonna ring true in game. You're gonna see maybe like some uncomfortable like engagements, maybe some like ways they tried to bridge that barrier of.
I'll be around. I'm gonna leave the party for now.
In a safe lane, that's very important. You know, having that support carry synergy. So we're gonna have to see if they're able to keep that up as we hop into hero select here.
Right.
We're gonna be seeing, you know, what heroes they can pick. What combinations they're going to go for, and overall what team compositions they're planning.
Yes, right. And one of the beautiful things about Legacy and roles are the hero roles themselves are much more nebulous than they were before. Specifically, I think when it comes to that support role, traditionally you think heroes like Muriel, Decker, Narbash, but we've actually seen that. I believe Cameron touched on it a little bit. We've seen just this weekend these players, we've only had 48 hours to touch on this, they've been running a Bellica support. They tried a Severock support. They tried Rampage support. Here's traditionally aren't other roles. So this map is enabling brand new layers of strategical thinking that Legacy simply did not have. It's one of the beautiful things that I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on tomorrow morning. It's going to be a great thing. So yeah, looking at the draft here, Zeke, what do we got going on here?
Well, we got Omen on Steel, Jay Leo on the Rampage, and Solo Nazgul on the Gadget. And Godspeed on Howitzer, Chillfill on Grux. Suki's probably going to be on that Murdoch. Master Splinter still hasn't locked in, so we'll see what he ends up going with. The Muriel. Ooh.
Keeping us to the last second.
I thought he was about to dodge. Oh, man.
No, that's just keeping the viewers on the edge of their seat.
That's right. Keeping that, building that tension.
So Pixel, who's traditionally has been a support player, at least in the competitive roles that we've seen him picking up that Decker there.
And Decker, who did receive some changes that were, initial reaction were perceived as nerfs, I think, but once you guys see that how the game has changed, how fast-paced it is, I think the worst use of lethality, which is really like that word, has gone up, that she is still a powerhouse of support. You get caught on that containment fence, and you don't have some sort of mobility, whether it's your kit or Blink Charm or something like that, you're just up. Like, I've heard them in comms, they're like, I'm in Decker fence, I'm dead. Like, it's just, they're dead to rights at that point. So still a very, very strong hero throughout the course of the game, and rounded out their draft, I believe, Imsco the Punisher picking up on Twin Blast, who... the Twin Blast rework, guys, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. You're gonna see some of these guys popping off with him.
Yeah.
Actual plays.
No,
yeah.
And I mean, I think the cool thing is like really seeing what they do with that Twin Blast. And we were looking at this yesterday. Like Suki was trying out the Twin Blast, trying out the Murdoch. Imsco trying out the Twin Blast, the Murdoch. Like kind of going, this is my comfort pick, but this is a pick that is a very provides me with good options for team compositions.
Yeah, that's right.
So Prime rounding out the orange team with a Greystone, and folks might be questioning like, oh, Greystone, maybe how's he going to do on Monolith? I will leave that for you to observe.
Prime, who is he recently changed the name, known as Reflect. He's been the solo player for in an 18 known as Reborn for a long time. So that, for those of you who are like, who's Prime? It's Reflect.
Yes.
Great player. He has been playing a lot of Greystone.
Yeah.
And
he's been down there. I was terrified of his Greystone.
Yeah,
watching it a lot.
It's terrifying. He's still that sort of nuisance you expect him to be. On top of his new ultimate that drinks that immediate snare.
Slow, yeah.
We've actually seen people use that offensively. You see that and you're like, oh, that's a pretty defensive ult. Like, I'm gonna go into a team fight and then I'm just gonna die but come back sort of thing. But what we've seen is he'll use his mobility, storm the gates, the right mouse button, and like timing it right as he's about to die and just land on top of someone in the back lane, like right as they're about to go down. And at that point it's like, okay, well you guys either need to auto attack me to kill me, or I'm just gonna sit here and keep chopping down your back line.
Right.
So he's very, very disruptive. Post laning phase, assuming he gets any semblance of farm levels, so on and so forth. But also in the laning phase, he's very difficult to take down. He does have that mobility to storm the gates. He also has that intrinsic armor built into his set and his health as well. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. First peek at the beauty, the lush, the wonderful Monolith. Gorgeous. It's a beauty to behold. Those wonderful obelisks up there in the sky, the Florida weather up there, as I like to call it. That's what Florida looks like all the time. For all my Floridians out there, you know what I'm talking about. But we're taking a look at the mid lane here, so let's talk about this matchup. That is going to be Godspeed on Howitzer. Howitzer's deadliness, that Make It the Rain ultimate.
Yeah.
That his ultimate still does the same amount of damage, but it does it in a shorter amount of time. That last barrage comes a lot quicker, and it's got that big burst at the end much, much sooner. Now, the thing about mid lane, though, are these fog walls. Talk about that a bit.
So, we have these new fog walls. You may have remembered the shadow pools from before that switch to the shadow plane. What the fog walls do is provide a line of sight. So, if I'm a jungler and I'm creeping on the other side of that fog wall, the mid laner is going to want to ward those areas. So the mid lane is a lot more protected. There are a lot more areas of entry. You can see 3 fog walls around there. Right. And the mid laner kind of experiences there's one fog wall, the drop off, one of the ramp, kind of giving you a safe or a risky option to get back to lane. But it's really just providing other avenues for gameplay. So if I'm solo Nazo, I'm going to go take that river buff. Maybe I'll go the safe way, but for the sake of efficiency, if we're getting that quicker, there's a fight. Maybe I'll take the unsafe way, and maybe that loses my fight. Yes. So mid-game lane play has become really dynamic. Like, there is a myriad of ways to play this lane, and I have seen countless ways already in the last 2 days.
Or countless ways. Countess. Nailed it. So we talked about Godspear and Howitzer. There's Gadget. Gadget's kit pretty much remains unchanged. The biggest change is on her sticky bomb. It only, before, I think it took a couple of seconds, 3 or 4 seconds before it actually exploded. Now it explodes real quick up to it's like a second and a half, something along the lines there.
A lot of the when a lot of the quick came up, like that's like super amazing. Like even that, and you can see the quick lethality of the gameplay. Omain dropping in the early game there. Yeah. Wow. So like that first death and if that's Omain in the off lane, that is a real thing in the off lane. Yeah. Right. You are laning there, and you do not really see stun coming in, and stuns are so important now with that game.
Very much so. So 3 minutes is when those river buffs spawn for the first time, and then they spawn every 2 minutes after that fact. So an easy way to remember that after 3 minutes is every odd minute after. Very easy to remember when you guys are in that map with river buffs spawn. We'll say 5, 7, 9, 7, etc. That's an easy way to remember that. So expect to see some rotations there. So now we're taking that look. This would be the safe lane for the orange team. Now Grux actually just picked up that river buff, so he's actually walking around in stealth right now. Oh yes, see if we can head over to the mid lane. There's about to be a little bit of a breakdown here. Talk about that, the stealth buff. We mentioned it earlier. There he is. Grux. He is invisible.
That's actually something you were noting the other day, Shane, is that some of the junglers have started to use the Shadow Flame buff to scout as well as engage.
Oh no. See, Leo is in for a surprise. He's not even bad, he's not even good. There's that new smash and grab. I believe that is a rip and tease for Leo Grande there. But you guys also, what we saw, there's the new smash and grab. It's much faster animation, but a much shorter range. Right. It still serves the same purpose as getting people to you to start chopping them down with those weapons of his. But it isn't quite as long, but at the same time, it happens quicker. So the mindset of Grux players is going to change a little bit when it comes to that smash and grab. Overall, he's pretty much an excellent material. His kit is still very deadly. Great jungler, great roamer, great ganker.
And I mean, that was such a smart play to use that early on to scout and really use the extent of that buff.
Yes.
Because those river buffs aren't intended to be those long-term buffs like your OT, like you'll have it for some time to kind of see.
Yes. We spoke about these raptors. So the raptors spawn, one spawn every 4 minutes to a maximum of 6 raptors. Okay? And we talked about, like, you guys see there's 4 people rotating here and just 1 raptor. It took them, what, a good 30 seconds to take that down, right? Blue team recognizing that that's a important point of contention. They went over there, they recognized it was happening, but really didn't have much time to actually set up a fight there. So I believe it was the Grux who got the last hit on it. But the rotation here, Pixel was getting a little aggressive here on Prime. You got to be careful. The smash grab barely doesn't land right there. That was very close. So think about re-engagement. Here comes from the flank, from the wall. There's Jay Leo. He's trying to avenge his death from earlier. The boulder from through the fog is going to take out Greystone. No level 5, no second life. And that was easy kill. You guys saw the action much more fast-paced. These guys moved.
Hey, I'm not playing. I'm watching the stream of them playing.
That's expect more of that as we continue to see these games throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, I think rotation is perfect. You see the
What's up?
That's right, and you see the point of the board that you said, right? Knowing when you need to rotate. You know, before on Legacy, you could rotate kind of anywhere at will. And now with Monolith, without travel mode, and with the map being the way it is, you really have to commit to a decision. So even though we did see Blue Team rotate in and, you know, pick off someone else, they left Howitzer alone in lane to get solo experience. So that means Godspeed is going to hit level 5 before they get to it. Yeah, so though they committed to that kill, like sure they picked up a kill, it was on the support, but this now means Howitzer is going to
I'll be around though.
So like, there's always a push and pull to every decision to make. And the river rush spawned in a minute, you see Godspeed back, and I'm surprised Godspeed's back here right now.
Yeah, I'm just watching this.
Still level 5, one more creep or anything like that would have got him level 5, but he's going to spend those card points. scout up there, so forth. Not much wardage going around quite yet. More than likely do this prettier. There's that jump pad over the top. So it's relatively early on. More than likely you guys haven't got the card points to go back to the Wards on Legacy are sort of a set it and forget it model. That has changed drastically. That has changed drastically here on Legacy. You got to be much more thoughtful, and there's definitely a sense of consequence where if you just drop a ward willy-nilly, you're not going to get much value out of that. That's right.
Mooney, can you speak a little bit to the changes of the wards? Because I know they've gone through a little bit of iteration.
I was hoping to replace mostly
So, the way the ward, hold that thought. Wards, who cares about wards? When Chill Phil's going in there with the smash and grab, he almost picked up the kill on Leo, but everything jumped away last minute. You guys see that speed boost? That's actually the blue river buff green.
It raises some haste, very important. Enable him to get away. Tesla Dome going down, the sticky bomb not going to line up. Muriel's moving pretty quick, has that speed boost. And there is Godspeed to help the other way. So, low buff engagement, as I mentioned, the engagement around the river buff. So, there's big points of contention in order to pick it up. When they do get the kill, Godspeed wasn't expected to react first to come down. You guys saw that sticky bomb flash. And off in just a second. Gadget is just deadly. Right.
Pixel and Muriel to wait until Godspeed had come back out to attempt to help.
Another winner.
But the blue side has
Congrats.
more prime buff closer to the
Daryl.
The map not being symmetrical.
Congrats, man.
Asymmetrical. That there is sort of a inherent advantage one can put on the Raptor buff on choosing sides. So
I was watching this other stream and
choose a side, they can have strategy.
reheating something.
We have
Starving.
a draft around securing Raptors, or we have a strategy based around securing Raptors. Let's make sure that we pick the orange side or conversely, and or prime buff or anything like that. So really cool how the map already is just giving players new platforms to create new strategies and apply themselves in the map.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things is, and you see like another 2 quick kills picked up. Suki picking up one of those kills, very dangerous on a carry, getting those kills early on, and being able
to steal from the jungle again through that fog wall, but immediately the follow-up wasn't there. He was trying to peel it, so that might have been a little bit haphazard. He was just trying to defend the tower, but the smash and grab is so quick, it pulled Omain out from that. It was a big 3-man steal.
Oh well.
Follow-up. That's one of those ultimates that's great at initiating fights. One of the most reliable means of starting fights. But if you don't have any follow-up after that, that's pretty much what's going to happen. The steal's going to be, okay, well, I just hit 4 people, but I'm in between these 4 people. Cleaned them up. But, I mean, in hindsight, there's a silver lining there. He was able to thwart off them pushing that tower. That's right.
And, I mean, that's kind of the same thing. People had worries about Rampage when, that ultimate being on cooldown and him being tanky. But a lot of situations that maybe a person have experience, but I've seen some of the players run into is, like, being cognizant of how many players are in that area.
That's right.
Things are getting caught out a little bit here because he has to get out.
He's going to try to get away. He's already used the rocket jump to try to secure means of egress. He's going to drop down. Greystone's on him. That's Greystone, man. He's like, oh, the long arm of the law reaching from across the back. Suki picks him off right there. Well done. That's one of the big strengths of Murdoch, so they do get the kill onto the support of Pixel. Speaking of supports, we're 12 minutes in here.
Sorry, I was updating something.
These supports have been so active early on both sides. I hinted at that earlier, but now you guys are seeing that application in full display here. These supports have been making sure their ranger's okay, or making sure their carry's okay, but then rotating the river buff, securing kills. You support players, you're going to find yourself having a lot more impact in the game. That's right.
And it's such a static gameplay. It's a little bit dynamic. Like there's a variety of ways you can play a support, but also like the heroes and understanding that sometimes they may be the most beneficial thing to leave your carry in lane, let him go, you farm the jungle, grab that gold buff, grab a canvas on, just go do that earlier. And Chill here, love that
smash and grab is there. You're gonna have to dive these towers if you want to get it. Godspeed and knock him out. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. So that was all set up entirely set up by that game simply would have not been able to do that. And over here, Leo with the ultimate, cleaning up. Yes, you got Salt, Rampage next, Google popping it all there. Oh man, that's on 40 seconds. He does get bursted down. He actually is very great. Out travel mode, air speed being higher, smaller, cases are quick, on point, and people get punished for this position. That's been built on that gun. It's actually like making a lot of well-timed rotation, right? He just has map awareness is insane, right? He showed up at the right time, even though the Steel landed that shield slam on 3 people. As he began his charge, he yanked him out with the smash and grab. He's been making rotations, getting kills, and you can actually tell that they've been funneling resources into him, because he's now starting to become quite a terror. So we'll definitely have to keep a close eye on that as the game goes on, to see how he decides to assassinate people.
Okay, I mean, we saw here, we saw Phil taking that first Raptor actually.
That's right.
4 minutes when we were talking about the Raptor camp, and that's very interesting because generally a lot of games will want to redirect that economy carry, because your carry is going to be that guy like a damage dealer, that consistent form of damage in team fights. You kind of will functionally play around, but maybe not just completely rely on it. Like Suki, based on his early kills, has been very good.
I think Prime just got a solo kill on the skill set. Not entirely sure we with the right and still got taken out, but that's very detrimental. A solo kill on the carry, and already the lane was pushed out. So you might be able to pick up that tower. You know, the aggression of the lane gods being forced to use that ultimate. That's always been something Howitzer has, that selection of, he has that his ultimate known as Make It Rain, and it has that great offensive utility, but another utilization, not ideal, but another way you can use it if you get caught out, Cindy in the sky, and then you can fall back a little bit farther. So yeah, this is going to be Prime, securing that solo kill, and that's still getting the tower there safely. He continues to push all the meanwhile, smash grabs, secures the kill underneath the tower right there. Onto Omega, you see Leo Bryan using the ultimate, but the survivability, the lethality, the volatility of Monolith right there being shown display. Rampage got taken out very, very quickly, and they pick up 2 kills and a tower as well. So Orange team are looking great in both their lanes, the safe lane and the offlane there. And as I say that, got they have shown how well they're able to adapt the Monolith. You've seen, just like in standard team fights, their layering of crowd control is basically spot on. You know, you saw it in the howitzer when they tried to engage them. And Ryan's new ultimate, yeah.
I'm watching this other stream, guys.
You saw that immediate snare. You can use that. This is what I was thinking of before the game started. How Greystone there specifically was using Ryan, using that in that offensive maneuver. He was Rick Harlow, right? Not all that. An offensive capability, he was taking his tower, the damage from his tower. He was chopping down pixels, here to kill the pixel. He has that secondary life. That is why Greystone, I think we're going to see a lot of him in these games. Extraordinarily strong because he's great laner, guy power, he's able to power, and also the offensive utility of his ultimate, as well as late game. He's effectively right there.
New map looks good.
Being able to stay up in levels, and there is actually an XP camp on the outside, in the offlane, to kind of see that we gold up nestled for the safe lane. There is a camp nestled for the offlane. So the offlane, if you were having trouble getting that.
Guys, I got a replay playing, so we can still win skins while I watch the developer stream. This is dropping a lot more than mine, I have to say. Mine's been hitting. Good lick. 4. Past 2 minutes. Drop 4.
So again, you can have strategies based around that, micro strategies or brand strategies based around that boulder to get hit from chill over follow air, stays as bomb as
oh shit.
There, he's going to start himself away. The rest of his team has showed up. That's what's going to notice one of the best field players. We get to see him. Amsco got taken out. They denied the Amberlink. So, again, Orange team continue to be decisive.
The Amberlink.
Really good time with the Amberlink too. They arrived there.
Map looks fatter.
Deposited and were able to steal most of what was going to be deposited to the team because it does deposit every 2 minutes, and they made it right at about the 50-second mark, and were able to deposit most of the Amberlink before they actually saw that animation of it. The card power flying into the sky, but like right before that happened, Phil netting quite a bit of card power from it. So that was a very smart move, good rotation for the Orange team. This simple aggression of like Master Splinter, Chillfill, and Suki all together has just been a terror squad.
Yeah. Orange team is just all about a confuse right now. They're just pulling out these strategies, and they're not really missing a beat. Even though they trade someone or someone may die, it's just they're always like a step ahead. Executing right, that. And still feel their bottom just right now. Flying himself over during a drug. Kind of nice to see.
And one of the added things is, while only have had, putting a lot of power into them, they may have the tools to succeed in a team fight, but really online like plays important. Phil getting hit with that Rampage Rock and that Necrosun, had his teammates not been close, I guarantee you they would have followed up on him and probably most likely netted a kill. But having the strength of teammates and the strength of numbers, that's right, he was able to make it out of there with the help of his teammates, just simply the presence.
Yep. You're starting to see wards, the Orange team putting a lot of wards around where that Raptor camp is. So the Raptor camp, talking about where it is right there, it is on the left side of the minimap right there. It's that white camp that's the most forward on the orange side. We see it spotted right in that cubby right there. That warding around that, this is a 3-stack right there. That 3-stack, that is a commitment when you take that. That's not something you can willy-nilly do. That's a full commitment you need to take. Over there in mid lane, looks like there's a fight going on. Chillfill again, securing a kill. Greystone ultimate does get a snare on his soul now. So farewell, there used to be a gadget there, but no longer anymore. The exchange defense coming out a little bit too late right there. Fix would have used that a little bit earlier, but Leo Grande and Soul Nazgul get taken out. 2 people off the map for 45 seconds and 24 seconds respectively. Main rotating around, but should have been there a little bit earlier, but I think he was in the jungle looking for it. He might be looking for a flank. Orange team needs to be very, very cognizant of where Omain is right now, because if he comes, we've seen him come in with those big steel ultimates kind of out of nowhere up from the jungle. The follow-up's never been there, but he is able to execute that. Chill gets taken out immediately. The ultimate was a little bit too late, making the rain going down. More of a zoning system. It doesn't matter. Orange team is on a rampage right here. And they're looking to take out Nazgul well. This will get 4 of them. Oh, man, I don't know if the ultimate's gone down quite yet. Chillfield just moving forward, and he is just like a linebacker going in there and getting the sacks onto all of them. Wonderfully done. They get 4 kills. Now, oh, man, I think he's going to be trouble. They might be able to shout. I think they should be able to do it. Either way, they got them killed. Then after the take a look at the map, take down that tier 2 tower. They should be able to pick up that tier 2 tower, though. The question I'm asking myself is, are they going to go for an inhibitor here push? Decker's going to be back online in 5 seconds. Rampage is going to be there in 15 seconds. Towers are, I would say, would you dare say, a little bit more, a little bit bumpier, tankier to take down beastier. I like that.
In the early game, towers are going to be a little bit more challenging this game, but as you get over the course of the game, really committing to those objectives, and the Colin and Kale were talking about earlier, taking that card power advantage and really pushing for the objectives, because that's what's going to help you end the game here. And as you can see there, I just wanted to point out that a moment of silence for our fallen comrades, the jump pads.
That's right.
Now that the first tier 2 tower has dropped for blue team, they no longer have access to those jump pads at the base.
That's right. So with Monolith, we actually updated them, so we have jump pads throughout the course of the game. But the moment any one of your tier 2 towers falls, you lose those jump pads. They basically turn off. You have to walk all the way back to wherever you want to go. So as you can see, they at 24-minute mark, they grabbed a tower, which means they're basically trying to slow down the blue team. You know, if it takes you 10 seconds to get to lane, and it would have taken you 5 with the jump pad, it's 5 seconds to do whatever you want or to set up. So this time that, you know, with this additional time, to be able to make more plays, set up more things, and basically try and take over the game. Exactly. It grants that map control. One thing that we've been talking about economy a whole bunch. One thing I don't know if it was said during the QA. Last hit, the minions, if you don't get the last hit on Legacy, they drop a little bit on the ground for everyone to pick up. That is not the case on Monolith here. If you want that card search, then you have to get the last hit. Right. They don't drop a little bit on the ground, so it's going to be very, very important. That's more of it's going to be much more mechanically demanding, being consistent with your last hit, getting that farm, especially in the safe lane situation with the support. It's not 100% shared anymore with 2 people. It goes 160, so it's 60%. So the support is still going to get a little bit of farm. But if that carry is not getting the consistent damage, not only is he going to fall behind, but so is that support. If you don't have that the hammer on the ground or fall back and there's something that you see Nazgul trying to get himself out of dodge. He loses the snare ability right there, but Tesla don't be low. He knows they're chasing him. He's trying to do what he can to get away, but they just rotated very, very quickly and took out Gadget pretty much inside her own jungle. Right. Now they're looking for more immediately. Invading Chillfield in the front line to look to see if they can find someone hanging out. The blue team is in full retreat mode. They're just split across the map. Make sure they don't give up any more kills. So one person taken off the map. There's no Raptors to fall back on here. I want to see what they do with this time period where there's no Gadget.
Yeah, because to be honest, a lot of what Orange team is doing is running around the jungle and really exerting that pressure. We're going to see if they look to fly, or if they look to just continue to hang out of the jungle, get that ward coverage up, clear those wards, and just threaten the ability of the blue team to even
That's when you need wards right there, guys. Pixel did not. That entirely happened right there because Pixel did not see through that fall ball right there. Had no idea. At first, you guys were probably like, "Wait, Pixel doesn't see that coming." He didn't. There wasn't a ward there. The fog wall obstructed. That's what got him down. Oh, they almost started play. That's the ultimate defensively. Not ideal, but says no. You cannot run from that long arm on the law. The jig is up. They finally found me. Still goes down. Oh wow, that was just. I'm sorry, opening goes down. I just can't even deal with Chillfield on rush, like, still pushing. And as you saw, Chillfield started in charge, Chillfield just massive grab, literally leaked out, increased enemies. Just instantly gained it back. Here comes the prime, like, yeah. And Chillfield. That's the patience of it. Yeah, I was speaking to Chillfield from yesterday. Full nozzle forced him to link away. Taking after him. It's not, what is the monster? I'm saying, what I'm saying yesterday is that, Chillfield just like so well on Rampage. It's like, Rampage, Rock, like, here's exact same thing for the rank you made Mega Creek and just using that map control that when you push it down, they always have to worry about those four. They can run down the lane and take down the four. So when you get is now available for Bill, he might finally get taken out. He's low, but they still gets knocked back. Can they get him? The snare mines are but unfortunately, that might actually cost us one more time to do that. Suki's healthy farm. Oh my, I don't know how I believe that's what are their strengths? Like Godspeed was just internationally consistent and the team really rotated to get that economy onto Chill Phil, get that economy onto Suki early on. Like Phil understanding that Suki is going to be farming, it's going to take him a little bit to get that strength, go back to base, get those card points. And Phil, taking those early Raptor, taking those early kills. Good strength supplement. Suki knew in his lane farming, transferred on the level. Having that global range, so he can still contribute to a team fight, even though he's off in a safe lane. The rest of his team's being aggressive in the jungle. So there's a lot of stuff going on just through that strategy, that aggression in the jungle. It's creating space because it's forcing the off-laner to have to rotate out that Suki maybe would have had to deal with otherwise, but he had to go deal with the aggression in his jungle on the other side for that Insco had to deal with. So now Suki has a lane to himself. He's farming freely. He's still able to contribute to fights with the long arm of the law, and the aggression is forcing the hand of their opponent. So overall, there's a lot going on there strategically. And one thing I want to talk about here is sort of where you have the one time of the Raptors. I'll talk about it here. The Raptors, Orange team had those on lockdown, and it built them an economic advantage. On top of the kill and everything else, but specifically the Raptors built them another way that they were able to build that economic advantage. When we talk about this off the broadcast, so the Raptors feel like throughout the course, build the lead, and once you get that lead, the Orb Prime is the finisher.
Yep. And it's a statistical advantage. Yeah. You could play for both the Raptors or play for the Prime with potentially your team comp. Maybe you go for more of the team fight heavy composition versus like I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a pick. I'm gonna throw this on Suki, I'm gonna throw this on Insco. Like, are you playing a lane? Are you playing a lane? Are you gonna play a Pharaoh? Next round, you saw it versus protect the Pharaoh. Interesting to watch. Seeing these teams like develop the strategies to really utilize the economy the best way. Like Chill Phil, Suki, and Master Splitter rolling as that gang squad was very I would not want to run into that. And it looks like we're gonna have some replays here.
Yes, this is the stealth. Yeah, this was the stealth buff full force. Leo's like, all right, I'm gonna back a jungle in. I'm getting that rotation down. And he's like, Chill Phil said nay. And here he is again, stopping that steal charge, just making plays for his team, and then even turns it around and secures the kill for his team, escapes, and they walk away, trading 1-4. Pixel long, there's that long, that's what I was talking about, that long arm of the law, that global presence comes out from Murdoch. Pixel might have been able to oh look, Chill the guy was just playing out of his mind right there. Now, just not to take anything away from Godspeed there, because that kill was actually secured by the knockout mind of Halter right there. But yeah, Orange team, I think it was just their early game aggression. There was that smash and grab that we saw, where he actually pulled Omain back as he was about to charge away. He had to force the ultimate out of him, and even then Suki still followed up and landed the long arm of the law. The long arm of the law winds up much quicker. You guys might have been used to it having about, I believe it was about a second around that to wind up, and now it's very, very quick. So we actually told the Ranger players when they're playing Murdoch, we're having some trouble adjusting. Having a projectile speed. It seems like they've gotten it down. They don't need to lead as much as we watched him play all this game. Him and Carey. Like, I love playing Carey, and when I see him play, I'm like, okay, alright, I need to grind out more games.
Call it out. Alright, cool. It's cool. Fine.
So, I think we were going to get into our second game after we come back. We were going to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to have our second game. We'll be hopping into that. Okay, no, I'm the one who is confused here. So we're gonna be hopping into the second game. I'm excited for this because after the first game, Blue downloaded any information. That's right. Like, did they learn anything from the first game? How are they gonna attack the aggression that Chill Phil, Suki, and Master have been exerting? Are they gonna be able to immediately, like, come on, 4, maybe 5 minutes?
You kind of have to do that because they're so difficult to take down if you allow them to build up to that 3 stat. It's much more of a commitment that you have to take. Assuming that it's just one. I mean, still just one is installed. That's a 2 to 3 minute commitment. But 3 of them that early on at that 12-minute mark, they'll shred you. It's like you have to have a full 5 minutes. Yeah, you have to have like your full team there, and the moment your team is there, and I don't know if you guys were able to see it, just because again the action was really fast there. That area around that Raptor camp is not an ideal situation to get caught out at all. We've seen so many times in the games this weekend that we were watching where they were doing the Raptor camp. They kind of were like, yeah, let's just do it. Sure, sounds good. So that sort of discernible advantage. The opponent recognized what was going on, and there was one really big play to Godspeed where he actually Gideon portaled. There's a very small opening from the low ground up to the high ground. Gideon portaled up, black holed on top of their entire team, and the rest of the team used the Gideon portal to get up to it, and they just slaughtered them there. So I hope that's the sort of thing that we've been seeing all weekend.
It allows you to net that CP advantage, and speaking of CP advantage, that gold buff that game did a lot of work for CP. So I want to take some time to talk about the safe lane because I think that it was very important in deciding the victory for that. Because even if you get Chillful ahead, like the minutia of playing in the safe lane is important. I think you want to take us through some of the nuanced aspects of the safe lane?
Sure. So the safe lane is a little different. So before on Legacy, the safe lane was the red buff side. Now the safe lane is actually always going to be the right lane. This is basically primarily best for a carry and support duo. And here you can see the gold buff. So the gold buff, once you guys have that, will net bonus card power for last hit. So it's really important early on to get that on your carry. Yeah. Just help them ensure that they get the last hit. And as you see right here by this clip, the positioning of that gold buff, it's an inherent advantage for the safe lane side. That's right. You saw Grux try to get a little bit ahead of himself there. And he got taken out by the couple of kills. Spur got a little bit low, but now that not only did he get the kill right there from Spur buff, it's getting that extra counter there to the farm. So the operator has to take that into account. So the gold buff is pretty much, I think a good word to use here is that it's safe for the safe lane. So that's another aspect of that lane. Positionally, you have an advantage just due to where the minion ways meet up at first, right? Where the operator has to extend a little bit farther away from their tower. The safe lane has to come a little bit closer to their tower. So if there is a rotate, they can fall back to the tower a little bit safer. Right? So that's why we're that exists between where the laning will actually happen at the tower. That's right. So it's important. Minion wave manipulation, very important that lane, of course. And I see a little Winterfest code for you guys to pick up there. Oh, hey.
Yeah. You
I get this portion. I get this portion.
I want to pick up some nice skins.
This is me.
Oh, that's
right here.
Yes.
I'm the V9 PYP. I'm going to take this portion too. I'm the V9 PYP.
Parts of my code. This is just rude.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm just excited, to get into this next game because I want to see how Blue Team can pivot because definitely in that game it was orange dominant. They kind of decided the pace of the game and really just structured it in their vision. Right. I imagine they came into the game saying we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and they executed for the most part.
With this draft.
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, we're already J-Leo saying, chill, Phil, let me teach you something like that. Let me show you something.
Let's play. So Solo Nazgul picking up Belka. That's here we didn't see in that last game. I want to talk about this because all of us have been picking the brains of these players this entire week and going over to them, hey, why did you do this? Why did you make this decision? Why did you make this card? So on and so forth. Nazgul, when we see him run Belka, we'll see if this is the case, but what he does is the Belka will go in the mid lane. And when it goes in the mid lane there, the mid lane generally, you get pretty good farm, right? It's not like a support off lane or anything like that where farm is limited. So the mid laner, generally speaking, is the second most farm person on the field. That isn't always true. That's a sort of generalization and how it works. So you'd expect Belica to build things like damage so on and so forth. But the way Nazgul actually builds her, he gets Honor the Pure, which is a defensive card, and gets Tempest Pearl, which is another support card. So he goes sort of a hybrid. He gets farm early on, but then he uses that farm to get defensive options that your support wouldn't be able to get until much later in the game.
Be Still My Heart, Prime,
Second game, Kalari.
Oh, here we are. Yes. So, and this is one of the things I've enjoyed watching all weekend. Prime has been honing in on that Kalari. I mean, he was saying that he loved Kalari on Legacy, and he has been enjoying her on Monolith, but he like the play I've been seeing from him. So I'm very excited to see that, as well as the Grim on the other team. Because
here we go.
This is and the Richter.
Here we go.
This is
all right. I'm excited.
Already gearing up.
It's a game.
Like, and that's the thing with the Kalari. Some of the
I missed the code.
Like the patch notes is that her dagger now applies a very large slow, almost equivalent, a little bit less than a root, but you're very slow for a short amount of time, and that dagger has some range on it. So Prime in that off lane can use it to CS, can use it to CS last hit, or roam, try and pick out a couple of the Achilles heels of the enemy carries, take them out.
Yeah, and I'm actually very excited to see Kalari play because Kalari is just so much fun on Monolith. She's probably one of the most dangerous jungler / offlaner / anything she wants to be. Let's say just roamer. Yeah. She's deadly. She just walks around in stealth. You never know where she is. And now she has overlapping stealth when she does max it. She could be
May just shut the stream
down. Unknown factor.
Yeah, right. It's a psychological presence in the opponent's mind. Kalari's missing. Where is she? Yep. Where is she at right now? Oh, do I have a ward? Put my wards out. She's not there. Uh-oh. Like, it's that psychological threat that she is. And with her ultimate, she could be literally anywhere. It doesn't matter. She could be on left lane and then teleport right. We've actually seen, now obviously Prime traditionally he's been the off lane player, but we've actually seen Kalari play in more of a support role, which I don't think that's going to be the case this game, but again, we're talking about how the roles of heroes are a little bit more nebulous and are for the players to determine the strategy and attack and determine. We've actually seen Kalari in a support role where early on she is in that lane, starting her carry, but when they do actually using that stealth, actually goes to the jungle and is just very jungle disruptive. Shadow dagger to secure a camp, or just doing anything like that, just being a nuisance to the jungler. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I hope we do see that. But again, just talking about how Kalari versatility like that that was played on Monolith. So we're in the game, and I'm excited. The big thing I want to be looking at is actual build and skills ability to use that like on Grid. Very, very important. You guys see that everything is so much faster. Reaction time has to be on point. So red, I saw the double stun, two double stun. Usually orange had triple advance. Yeah, we're gonna have to look out for that because we're gonna have to click on that button to get out of that stun, get out of dodge. And I think the same thing that it's on point with our picks. And we have to maybe the not getting those ultimates out when it's not pixel to try and put them out of that. That could just mean a 1-2 fight again. What I really want to see is Prime.
Code died quick, guys.
The speed bonus that is granted by the Q, you don't get that in there. There we go. So Prime actually, so this is actually something that we've seen an offlaners do when they first on the map. We actually get up that off, which is one because the support and the ranger are going to get the flash. Just sort of going to the right, seeing overextension from him. He goes to that safety, the safety net of that jungle camp close to the off lane. Gets that during that time the lane pushes out. Gets that form, transition, the lane's right out, save the place. Just small little plays, little nuances like that that these players have already figured out. Yeah, that's actually an amazing
Yeah, and that's one of the things, like you saw Jaleo able to come up behind Godspeed using that fog wall entrance from the jungle, using that ramp to come up, get up behind him, and just Pixel sneaking around here.
He's only level 1, so it's like, yeah, it's very true. Yeah, he's got the shorter range upgrade. But Jay Leo, he was going for the stealth buff. He was going to be able to pick it up. It would have been cool if he actually picked up the buff and went stealth.
And you can see that mana regen from the river rush. Chill going from almost low mana, 1 quarter, and getting it down.
The boulder. My favorite thing. Got him. Safe bomb follow up. Yeah, there. He's gonna have that for level 1. So Feng Yao is another hero who we didn't see last game. He has that greater stack, which has both the offensive and the defensive utility. You saw him right there. But he's actually one of those heroes who also can fulfill different roles. We've seen him in the jungle. I've seen Leo run him in the jungle frequently, and also I've seen both Prime, not this case, both Prime and Domain have been running him in the offlane as well. So again, versatility here. You can play them the style that you want to play.
That's right. And one thing I want to note there is fantastic job from Orange having the time timing to go over to that river buff and knowing that Jaleo, if there was an successful game finish, was going to attempt to get the river buff and go to another. So being able to pick that was such an intelligent decision, and that's going to be vital. It's really predicting those objectives. Knowing those objective timings is predicting enemy movement. Because this objective shows about you may not be when you only know it, like you have options, you can actually use and utilize those objectives that added to the map in Monolith. Like now that we have these other decisions, it really makes the gameplay way more dynamic. In this world of, I could rotate over this lane very quickly if that's right, the correct move.
So I want to talk about Imsco on Grim here. We didn't see Grim last game. One of the carries. The biggest thing about Grim and how his adaptation and how he's changed on to Monolith here is that his E for you PS4 players out there, or his circle for you PS4 players out there, that snare on that is so impactful. Whether you're using it offensively to making sure someone doesn't get away, or you can actually almost indefinitely kite people around. As long as you have the mana to sustain that, the snare on his auto attacks, either the circle or the E, you can just kite people around. And that's actually, I talked to not only these guys, but the comp QA guys, and they were saying that's the biggest strength of Grim, is that snare. Run away from him at all unless you have some sort of very, very frustrating to deal with.
And I mean, it's a lot of the other mobility spells as well. Like, and mobility is so important in Monolith. Like understanding that things like Gadget Gate, things like having small burst solution, that boost up being so important. Because, and even Prime, like throwing that dagger could mean picking a kill him. Because that carry slowed for one longer second that they wouldn't have been slowed before. And you've seen, like, some of the carries, like from the last game, not optimally moving. You know, strafing, getting into some of the habits like you have on Legacy of like, oh, I'm just going to move around in travel mode. You make those decisions, you are consciously making the decision to hinder your movement. Right? That could lead to an F. And you definitely want to be very aware of where you are in a team fight and in the map as a whole.
That's right. And another hero who we didn't see last game, Bellica. Yes. The biggest change as far as her kit goes now, with the balance changes that everyone has seen, is her Void Drone. That's right. Actually, it does the exact same thing, it just does it better. Yeah. At level 4, it drains 36 mana a second. So casters or anyone who wants to get their abilities off using their mana, not only are they going to take the damage, but also if they're in the vicinity of it within its circumference, their mana is going to get drained very, very quickly, which also is double fold because of her ultimate smash grab. Great dodge by Master Splinter right there. Big plays. He baited that out right there. And he's one of the best support players. But these support players, you can make big plays too. So make sure you pick it up in the drop.
I mean, help out with a gold button.
What if the man gets the last hit? Who gets it? I don't know that. Main. Can they get him, Decker? Underneath his tower, so there's that new ultimate, the Ventilate, coming out from Imsco. We saw it for just a second right there. Now, here's the thing about Ventilate with its utilization, it has a longer range. So the first question I ask myself is, well, in what situations do you want to use Ventilate versus just but Ventilate actually has a longer range. Oh, Chill Phil with the stealth buff every time, Chill Phil.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strength of really being on top of those river bumps. Like, Chillphil and Master Splinter have been roaming across the map as this duo, and it's working again, running that similar strategy of having that roaming support feeling confident in the gap ability to stay alive in that lane. So Master Splinter, you know, hangs up lane, gets those hero levels that are necessary, and Silver just be like, hey Splinter, I'm gonna roam now. I've done, what am I gonna roam? Got my card points?
Yep.
I'm gonna go for a gank now. Would you like to join?
Yeah. Enemy picks up that kill, and now he's de-warding, picking up the jungle camps for his Amber Link, so on and so forth, creating space for Suki to farm to his heart's content here. Just wonderfully done right there. Jump pad. I love those things. As an old school Unreal Tournament player, dating back many years ago, I love to see those sort of jump pads back in the game. I don't know, maybe we can like maybe we can get for now, I digress. Let's go. I digress. The Leo Grande on that Grux, it seems like he's looking for players. It seems like his team isn't really like looking for the river bumps he got cut out. Those river bumps are so important for that. I feel like that's not a one-man job. You know, you have your support all on that safe lane. Play a little air player, tell your carry. I'm rotating over the jungle buff to secure it. Play a little more defense, drop the ward for him, go to the jungle buff, and secure that there. And Leo Grande's been hanging out in the river. He loves the river. He's been hanging out there. And 9 minutes, river buff just spawned. And there it is, Domain with the self buff. Maybe looking for a kill on Suki. Domain. He's level 5, so he has ultimate on the line. He's close to the tower. Master Splinter is there as well. So I think they do see him. There is a ward there. So the jig is up. Domain's going to decide to go in on this pick.
A couple times. Like it showed up like 4 times. The developers got a stream and they've been dropping them on.
Having that ward right there. That was a panic right there. That's not like right away he got caught out. He's gonna try to get away, trying to hit that stealth just to hit that speed boost as well as the Shadow Dagger. And he was in his safe lane. He didn't have a support. The wave was pushed forward. He didn't have a ward in the area. Sure, you're grim, you have the deflect, but in that sort of situation, you gotta respect the fact that those rotations from the jungle are gonna come, and they're gonna come quick.
That's an optimal gank scenario if I'm a jungler and an offlaner, is that the safe laner is pushed up with no support.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take that gank 10 times out of 10. So really being aware of where your team is in respect to the enemy team is so much more important on Monolith than it was. Maybe, you know, to an extent it was important on Legacy, but Traveler allowed that gap, that barrier to movement, like close the gap much quicker. I'll just rotate over to your lane, I got you, like, and come join the fight. The fights here are resolving before laners are able to rotate. So unless you're proactively rotating or communicating with your team, it's a lot more difficult to get there to that fight on time.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to point out here, we're at 11 minutes, so the Raptors, I do not believe, have been taken, but as I said, they spawn every 4 minutes, so there's going to be another spawning over there. But if you look, there is a blue team that's really good about warding that Raptor buff. So if the Raptors are to be taken, they will know about it, and they can make a stand. And every single Leo Grande, he's got that stealth buff. The ward, actually, you see the ward right there in the bottom corner.
Football game.
Yeah.
We're doing the new match. It comes up tomorrow.
How up there with you is
I said I'm gonna need to get a cigarette. Since I'm not gonna be home until 7 a.m.
Huh?
get that interrupt off, it's so much more important to be precise with that crowd control.
Here's the thing, Godspeed, he put himself a little bit up in the air using that mobility that he has. And at that point, the only viable interrupt for the black hole is Pixel's hook.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. So if that was on cooldown, or Pixel wasn't quick, or if he was taken out, or was pressured, or whatever he was doing, that the Godspeed black hole, I think, is really what turned the tide of that fight. Because Leo and Omain went in, and they blew up Phil, and they were in the back line. Their next target was Suki. If Godspeed didn't get that black hole, not only the damage, but the snare, to create the space necessary for Suki to get away, I think they would have won that team fight. So Godspeed, we've actually said this about Godspeed several times. The dude's a late game playmaker. Yeah, that is what we expect to see. He's not like a big flashy early game. His early game is just consistent, staying safe, making sure he doesn't give up kills. But late game, he seems to be that late game player that really comes online and makes big plays. He's been doing things like that consistently the entire weekend.
Yeah.
It goes, you get to the point where, like, clutching out some of those later game team fights becomes important, but both clutching the team fight and knowing where to go next.
Suki's got to be careful. We actually see Omain. He's like, oh, there's a carry right here. I might go in, but quickly the rotates for both teams are here. It's like containment fence and it gets out Imsko. No, that's not what you want. The black hole's going on Imsko. They have an interrupt. Pixel's looking for it, but I think they're waiting it out. Imsko's so low, they do take him out. Blue team looking like they are wanting to re-engage. They're trying to catch him out. The ultimate is on Solo. Godspeed is the fleet coming up to take him out. Possibly, unfortunately, Omain gets taken out as Prime uses the mobility. But Godspeed does go down, but he did his job. He secured the kill onto the carry player. The only lone person alive right here is Leo Grande. Chillfield's going to try to chase him down, and with no towers, with the restriction of map control, Leo's trying to get away right here. There is I think the rest of the team is going to try to find. Oh, look at the dodge right there! The Dukes, ladies and gentlemen, the Dukes. At this point, no, he's delaying the inevitable. That was actually really cool how he used the charge and he heard the boulder being queued up right there. But still, the orange team, that was just beautifully done. It was that the Decker containment fence caught out Imsko, and a lot of you people who were concerned about Decker not being viable for 3 seconds, it took Imsko all about half a second to take it out right there. So Decker, that containment fence, just as strong on Monolith as it was on Legacy.
And, orange team, very decisive, immediately going for that prime. Had they waited any longer, blue team might have been able to get back to contest that. Yeah. That would be very dangerous. But Helio, with that, I believe, he's trying to play for time at that point. Really just trying to get his team up so they can contest that objective, because there is a lot more of that known presence on the map. And what I mean by that is that if you know that somebody exists on the map, there's the potential that they could be there at that prime with you, and you may not know it if you do not have that work.
I think Nazgul just done prime and he didn't know it.
Yeah, he did. And he actually would have killed him, but because Prime is a couple levels ahead, when he stealthed, the fade time is a little quicker. So he stealthed as he was being knocked out, so there was no follow-up from Nazgul.
Just prime things.
Just prime things.
Just prime thing, guys. So taking a look at Nazgul's build here is just shown there, as I alluded towards in the draft. He's not going, he's going less support, but that Honor the Pure card, it does the same exact thing as it did on Legacy, but it actually, we've seen a lot of players using it. Any order players have been picking it up, because it actually does scale with levels now. So it's that base shield on top of the fact that it scales with levels. So it's actually, before we saw it, was like this early game card, it was a little bit later for more mid or late oriented. But now we see these players moving on to it, because it actually really only reflects that shield can be the difference between your carry getting taken out and your carry survive.
Because all that point, because when balance is high, that's the main reason we'll want that shield. Because that could be the difference between your carry getting one extra shot and the other carry getting one extra shot. Right. 1, 2, a stun, like a Gideon Q, your carry is going to live through that amount of damage and be able to deal the damage. Because we've seen, over the course of 2 days, countless carries, mages, junglers, whoever, escaping with very little health through their outplays in the jungle, through their movement and mobility. So
Chill Phil, they're taking out the Raptors here. It was only one, and it goes over to Chill Phil, but still that one card experience can just snowball into something else. His build, he's just going full body. He's got nothing but those mad stones, and I know a lot of you guys are like, that's energy damage. Flat on Monolith, there is no energy damage. That's how exactly. It took a bit for me to adjust every time I see like a mad stone on a melee or something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 or 5 games lead far Prime. This is a strong push. That's what I meant with the Orb Prime. It's a finisher. This push right here, with the Prime card activated, is completely enabled by the fact that they picked the Orb Prime. So imagine grab the voice on it there. There's a lot of work, a lot of damage. Underneath the inhibitor, they're trying to get down the inhibitor. Still pretty healthy. Tank here.
You hear him? What?
Like you're listening to.
He's just trying to find a way out. If he does get taken out, if does get him taken out, Prime is still alive. They actually were pressuring the Kalari using that global presence. Were pressuring the opposite lane as that was all was going on. Someone has to fix off Splinter. So blue team are finding some kills finally, but unfortunately they gave up an inhibitor for it. So with that being said, inhibitors, they still grant you a very big, a large amount of map control and are a huge momentum boost when you take them down. But I talked to all these guys, and they definitely feel that losing an inhibitor isn't as good as it was before. It's still an advantage. It still grants you with down, but it's not like, all right, so definitely still has it in it for them to get this back. Right. And the onus is on the team that took the inhibitor to try and finish out the game. Because what you want to see, how can we get to this late game, how can we get to these final builds, and how can we get to these late game card point fights for a carry or a mid, or frankly, who are going to get to that point where they can say, I can guide this carry, I can dive into this fight, I can dive the tower. Like Chillfell, knowing it, like Strength of Rampage, what CC they have, I'm going to be able to do this successfully and live long enough for us to get that. Let's talk a little bit about the I really want to highlight the carries and how they're building. So let's just go covering over his cards right now. He's got the power upgrade, obviously. And he's actually building making it, I guess, the outspeed super powerful. And as you can see, hovering over the new and opponent cards, we have Winterfest. All of these cards have been revamped. They're all 6 points now, and then upon max, they still give that bonus damage. So, and I've seen some diversity. So if you take a look at this build, Duke is kind of going a similar route with the crit, with the Archmage, just like picking up that wood charm. It's very vital on carries. Is that a life steal card? What is that? What? Life steal? That's a relevant month. A life steal card, well, season was like just that's right. Life steal is actually amazing. Yeah, I've seen Suki and both Suki and Ibsco pulling off really tight, close battles with that life steal being the reason that one carry wins the fight versus the other. And exactly what you're talking about, how the theme of their builds are very, very similar, just getting crit, but they're building a little bit differently how they get there. All the meanwhile, we're talking about these card builds here. Actually, tell Imsco, Prime, I keep want to call them like over like for a month. Prime actually got a solo kill to Imsco barely, as you see, look at his there. He barely was able to get away right there. It's actually really, really close. And Kalari, man, Kalari is not, she's just so strong. We're seeing in full display how, you know, just the utility she brings there, and in the late game situation, she actually just got picked off. 1v1, a carry, and she didn't have the Orb Prime. The Orb Prime fell off. So Kalari, man, she's a threat throughout the entire course of the match, no matter where she is. It's Prime pulling off the big moves right there. That's right.
I think that what I want to see from Blue Team is a little bit more aggression honed in on players that they see going for these picks. So if they see Prime going for that pick, being able to collapse that area and having a Shadow Ward on one of those heroes on hand. And I know Imsco has the capability for playing around that, because yesterday I did see him pull off a really nice outplay against Prime, exactly, when he was installed, dropping the ward immediately in reaction.
Right. Phil has the boulder queued up. Leo Garn getting stunned up, and he just literally dies and it's done, unfortunately. But that hook right there was really, really good. Pixel picks it off. Godspeed again. He goes in after the fact. He gets out the black hole. He knew Hook was on cooldown. He's taking the tower, but it doesn't matter. Massive black hole, but there used to be a Nazgul right there, but he got taken out. Wait, is Blue Team turning into they might be. It's a 3 for 2 thus far, and she'll get to kill. I think Orange Team their eyes got bigger than their stomach here, boys. Imsco blinks the aggressive blink forward on Suki, and he gets the kill. And that was beautifully done right there. 4 down. Orange Team, that may have been disastrous for them, but the inhibitor in mid is so low. If they can keep this mid inhibitor alive, they could get something going and finally get momentum back. Look, they wanted that inhibitor. They overextended. They got punished. Blue team, I'm not going to say they're back in it, but they have some momentum. Big morale boost. Desperately needed. Desperately needed. And that all was possible because of solo Nazgul.
Oh,
Nazgul dropping the Void Drone, pausing the fight, and then just waiting for getting a teleport up, use Black Hole, and then just finishing him off with the
and you saw how much that ultimate did to him. He had half, maybe even a little bit more, and you just saw that depleted because of that man.
Yeah, that's right.
So really good job to Solo Nazgul to have the cognizance in that team fight to drop that early on and make sure that people were using abilities in that and effectively draining their mana and turning the tides of the battle.
Right. We were talking about carry builds earlier. Carry builds earlier. Let's take a look at the junglers here. Let's take a look at Leo Grande, because that's a temper plate. You're like, oh, that's going to thwart off physical. Nay, no longer. Taking a look at that, the tempered plate, what that does is it takes away basic attacks. Nailed it. Let's take a look at my notes there, guys. You can see it on camera because I got it. It takes away the strength of basic attacks, so that's really, really good at mitigating the damage from your carries. Other supplemental auto attacks, but more so you get that for the carries. And the reason why I want to say why we see that particular damage mitigation on Leo is because when you're playing that Grux, one of your main targets, you want to get the backline and deal with the carry. So it's enabling him to do that even more. And as expected, some supplemental, a little bit of health, but mostly priority on that damage and a little bit of survivability. That's still the overall theme of junglers. We saw that on Legacy, but the Monolith here, with the way everything scales now, you still want to get a little bit of health, but that primary stat you want to get is the ability power, the power.
What happened?
Going in on some of that damage, like grabbing that Mad Stone, grabbing the Guardian's Ward for a little bit of that health. Of course, getting the Thorn Greenleaf so you can both get that ability armor and the power. And that ability armor going to protect against those abilities. So that Bellica gunshot might not do as much damage as still fell did to Godspeed. So that's right. More helpful. He was zeroed out to deal with those mages, but Godspeed.
Leo Prime is in stealth, the scouting. Do they have a ward? I don't think they do. Oh, Leo. He almost walked around that corner and was met by some the ward went down and he immediately turned and just dashed away. He's like, nope, don't want any of this. No, thank you. That was I think that was the biggest note moment we've seen. Oh, yeah. Right, broadcast thus far, definitely. Of all the note moments. Of all of them, yeah. So Leo, he is, out of all the people here, he is by far the most outspoken. When he's playing, he's always speaking. He's always talking. He's always saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I see this, I see that. So he's a great shot. And all I saw in my head right now was more like, I think we can audibly is already saying it. No. Meanwhile, Orange Team quickly were able to pick up the comic book. They're underneath the nose look of the Blue Team. They know that they gotta be looking for something here. And another.
They gotta be. Kim, they gotta be.
Sword Cypher, Leo just knows everything. Yeah, he's great.
I said gotta be looking for something, is what they said.
About is when you get an inhibitor, when you get an inhibitor, you killed an opponent's inhibitor, it almost, there's a little bit of pressure applied to you because the enemy team is being pushed. Then hold that Pachio build dive, he's very low, they get the inhibitor. Oh, but he gets taken out here. The black hole is there. Gideon is looking for the snare. There's a lot of damage. He blink arms out of it. Godspeed's very, very low. That Void Drone, we saw how much work it's doing. But the speed buff from Decker was enabling him to get away. Orange Team, it's one for two thus far. We're pulling Nazgul, but his job is done here. The Ventilating takes him out. The RCP 90 gets him. Suki's looking for more. He took out Omega. Oh no! They overextended. He was looking to possibly get Suki there, but unfortunately, that was collapsed on right there. So 4 for 2, and they got the inhibitor. Orange Team, Suki's still alive. They have the Warp Prime. They might be able to put the nail in the coffin.
They might be able to put the nail in the coffin, can you hear him? You ever heard that before?
Here it is. Leo tried. Oh, we did! Alright.
Absolutely. I think just really well executed by Orange Team again, but Blue Team really putting up a fight this time. Yep. Understanding that, we have to get those kills, we have to capitalize on these team fights and really commit to what we're doing. Like that inhibitor fight where Nazgul was able to get the shot off on Godspeed, they needed to do that maybe a little bit earlier. I think them doing it that late kind of hurt them because they had already... Orange Team had been, getting Raptors regularly. We'd seen them even putting it onto other carries because, Suki already very far ahead, feeling very comfortable with this economy. Yeah. They were, redistributing it. But
they put up a code earlier too, so I'm looking for it.
Should have looked to try and invade on that and counter that out and go for some of those picks. But all around great game. Closer than the first game, and definitely it's feeling like both teams are looking for different points of contention. Like, I'm going to go for this. Well, I have like 3 other avenues I'm going to try and push to get that safety advantage.
And I think one thing to note on Orange Team is that they do execute very well, but it's almost become predictable. You know, anytime one is missing, there's probably 4 people. So this is probably, you can kind of tell that Blue Team is picking up on that, right? Like, hey, this guy's probably going to be 4 going here. All right, howitzer statement, just farm up levels.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really probably what's going to bite Orange Team in the butt is they're predictable, right? So now Blue Team just has to go, all right, let's bait out a rotation.
Right.
And then we're just going to get advantage. And if you just keep doing that, they're going to basically skyrocket in card power and in levels. So.
Yeah. And that was the very similar style from the previous game. You know, we kind of noted that the combo of Master Splinter, Chill Phil, and Suki rolling together and really feeling that. But I do want to call out Prime as kind of the MVP of that game, because he was everywhere and he was still getting the kills for his team and doing his job.
Right.
So when you go back, go to the replays from this game, you'll see, you know, Prime over there.
This is where he ults in and secures the kill, goes down for himself. But hey, he died for it, but it worked. And here's a long part of town. Again, that was an implied ward. You guys see there. He's actually on top of ward. Didn't know Godspeed again. Always getting these big black holes up. He waits. He's patient.
Love you, baby.
He goes in after he knows the CC is down, and then he black holes. That's the hallmark of a great Gideon player right there.
And, you know, them being able to turn these into objectives, and I cannot stress that enough, using the advantage in card points and card power.
I love that. That was such a juke.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. Like, the awareness.
Like, where'd he go? Yeah.
But, you know, like, using that lead to get those objectives. No, I can't wait for this whole... Hold on. You looking at that?
Wait for it. We're watching it. He's like, oh my lord. That was half health. Over half health.
And
that was eventually... There it is. Yep. And see, look, this is where Insco, if you watch right here, he gets just 3 crits back to back with his rapid fire. He just zeroes out Insco. And you guys see there, if this was Legacy, just because the game pace is just slower than it is on Monolith, Insco probably wouldn't be able to get a kill on Suki there. He would have been able to take that damage a little bit more and then have uptime there. But the quick rotation from Orange Team, Insco, I could tell he's like, I'm going to get, because Suki was at what, like maybe 20% health, 50% health.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
1 or 2 auto attacks, maybe 1 crit plus an ult, something like that. But those are the sort of things that the players are going to have to adjust to, because these guys have been playing on Legacy since early access has come out. I think 9-10 months almost coming up on that, plus or minus.
Waiting to put in a
so
code.
the mindset, adapting to that, is something that I think these players, which they've done really, really well, but it's going to be something that we're all going to have a really good fun time doing, figuring out the differances in play style, and not only the differences, but also the new options that have been opened up on the map.
I think that another big thing to note is the minutia of the lanes.
Minutia.
I keep using that word.
It's a good word. It's a good one.
It's fine.
It's a good word, man.
The lanes that I want to look at, you kind of look at the solo lanes. Like offlane, we kind of talked about that. We saw Prime doing a really good job, but Nazgul staying pretty relevant throughout the game, despite having somewhat pain points being on that team that's lower in card power.
Yes.
So that mid lane is showing you that individual play can shine through in that mid lane. Nazgul we've seen playing really well. So we're going to go over here. Like you can see, you know, Countess being played in the mid lane, you can kind of mess with the heroes that you normally see in this lane. Like Countess, you know, melee dealing with a house, but able to and maybe with potions, healer token, or some more resilient, being more resilient earlier on, she's able to farm until we get to that point. Scary and can get the kill on Alice.
Yeah, the mid lane is when you're playing that mid lane role, you got this, okay, cool, I have a solo lane, it's a 1v1 matchup, it's like that, I want to outplay the person in front of me. I think a lot of players like to navigate to that role because it's just sort of, you know, I'm going to show the other person that I'm better than them. But the big thing about mid lane here is getting the blue buff and ulting a howitzer and getting the kill under a tower. But the point I'm trying to make here is your awareness of what's going on has to be on point, because there's so many avenues from the jungle, from the river, on both sides of the jungle for you to get ganked in. So not only is it a matter of I want to mechanically outplay the person that I'm matched up against, but also not only am I outplaying him, my awareness is so on point, and I'm also backing when I need to, so on and so forth. So the hallmark of a great mid player is not only being mechanically great, getting the last hits, playing those sort of what I like to call tempo control heroes, your Gideon, your howitzer, Gadget. We actually see Countess as a great example, right? But making sure that you're for your team and yourself, but at the same time, yourself
not getting too greedy, not trying to get a kill and then getting ganked, things like that, so on and so forth.
And you were seeing the match we just saw, Pelico versus Gideon. And I think one of the key things here is when you think about, when I think about Legacy and I think about some of my experiences, is that I'd be in my dual lane, really like Shane was talking about earlier, and I would find that like I get ganked a lot of fights would happen there. But more and more we've seen these fights resolving around these river buffs around.
Yes, very much so.
And playing around these fog walls, like how many times have we seen Pixel, Splinter just hiding, creeping around these fog walls, waiting for one mid laner to make a mistake, and it's a slight misstep. I know that with like getting the stealth buff on Rampage, like it could just be sitting there with that rock, waiting and biding your time. And there's a ton of different ways you can use that Shadow Flame buff. It doesn't need to be on a heavy fighter.
Well, there's a great example right there. Gideon just casually walked up to the Bellica player there and just ulted. I imagine he's going to go secure a kill right there. There it is, going down. Yep, Cosmic Rift indeed. But another thing, and you touched about this, I want to talk about it again, is mid lane predominantly, at least right now, the way people have been playing it, predominantly has been your Pastor, your Gideon, Gadget, people who rely on their abilities and their mana pool and have big team ultimate fights, or team fight ultimates, right? Their mana sustain, the mana pop can only give you so much. If you're able to get river buff control to your mid laner, they give you that mana. So not only do you get the river buff itself, but you also are keeping your mid laner sustained, making sure he's there, getting level 5, because levels on mid lane are extremely important. You want to get the level 5 and get those power spikes online as soon as possible, enable that team fight and the tempo control. But river buff control, there's the implications of it are so much more than what sort of meets the eye. You can use it to enable your mid laner, use it to enable your jungler, use it to enable your carry. There's a lot of things you can do with it, and that's, I think, honestly, when I heard about that, that's one of the coolest things I think about as tomorrow when we swap over to Monolith, is how the teams and all you guys are going to adapt to those river buffs.
Going into this next hero select, Zeke. I mean, I'm curious. Like, what are you looking to see out of the team's diversity playing like hero wise? Because I know we've seen the Rampage and the Grux in the jungle. I know Jaleo didn't have as much success as Chillfell when they put a lot of resources into the Grux. Right. But do you feel like there's some other like options there for them?
I really do think that blue side, I mean, it's obvious what orange side's doing, right? It's apparent. They see it. So I think blue side needs to counter with heroes that have hard means of crowd control. In the last game, the only means of stopping Godspeed at all was Richter's hook. And the moment that he fires the hook, either defensively to save a team or anything, Godspeed's like, I'm going in. Nothing stopping me. It's happening. So it's really important to, and especially in drafts, is to figure out, well, what are they picking? Do we have enough? Do I have CC for that? Verticality plays such a huge role now, especially like Godspeed just showed a perfect example of it. Like, I'm high in the air. If I use Bellica's stun, it's not going to hit him. He's in the air. So I'm very excited.
Damn, they redeemed it faster than I could type it in.
Keep in mind,
Really?
the draft is moving along here.
What was it code
and there's
for,
one hero in particular
skin.
that I am fascinated with here. Which one is it? It's as I like it. My bank account. Oh yes. And Solo Nazgul. And Solo Nazgul. And we also saw that winner on Narbash. Yeah. Narbash. I just learned that I know a master Narbash. Yeah. He is community lead. KL? Is that KL? Yeah. KL? Yes. The master Narbash. He knows what a master is. I know what a master is. Well, you know, but KL knew beforehand, and he under his tutelage. Yeah, you're right. You have now. I now know.
But no, I'm very excited for the match because of these lineups. You can see that Jaleo on
Damn,
that
that was quick.
Jaleo has impressed me so much just because of the different teams he's been able to play with.
Yeah.
The different compositions. Because I've seen him going, yes, with that pick comp, using that Chimera ultimate, and like seeing the patch notes, you have seen like there's a longer stun added onto that to confirm that ability, and landing it, getting it down, and picking off that target. So we're gonna have to see if they go for that relentless dive onto the carry.
Oh, I just realized.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice.
Main's on the Sevarog.
There is no carry on the orange team.
Wait.
Did nobody else see that? Or is that just me?
Hold on. This is a Narbash carry. This is a Narbash carry. This is not a Narbash carry. Okay. This is an interesting adaptation. So they're actually running double mages.
Old guy say he didn't even have enough time to write it on paper.
I actually haven't seen this all weekend.
No, Suki. So okay, first day you have Shane and I
this
actually
is
had the
funny.
pleasure of seeing some of the players swapping roles.
Yes.
Suki gravitated to the howitzer, and he was pulling off some filthy plays.
Now, when we take a look at Suki builds, it's very diverse. He gets a lot of different type of cards, and what I mean by that is he'll literally get 5 meltdowns.
Yeah, that was